After studying what is a monohybrid cross, we now come towards the dihybrid cross. If you observe the image given on the slide, we are going to talk about two things. Di means two. We are going to talk about two traits in this cross. Let us look into a dihybrid cross now. This cross is a probability, not certainty. In genetics, there is always a probability. Maybe this gene could get expressed, maybe this trait could not be expressed. Both the traits, since it's a dihybrid cross, we are going to consider two traits. Both the traits are independently inherited. Two pair of contrasting characters, the characters are contrasting and we are taking two pairs, are studied to know their genotype and their phenotype. I hope you remember what genotype and phenotype is in the upcoming offspring or progeny. Let us take an example of a seed allele. Well, I am taking a yellow and a round seed parent with and crossing it with green and wrinkled seed parent. In the parent generation, if you remember, both the parents, male or female, or both the parents would be homozygous. Correct. They would be homozygous, which means one, I have capital Y, capital Y, capital R, small y, small y, small r, small r. What will their gametes be? Yes, their gametes would be YR, YR, and small y, small y, small r for the other parent. Now note, like we said, these traits are independently inherited, and that is why I will have the gametes which belong to each trait. Okay. Now, if we want to draw the F1 generation, what will it be? Again, I will mark it as parent 1, parent 2, and then the F1 generation. If you remember, we did the same thing for monohybrid cross in a Punnett square. Put across the gametes. Put across the gametes. Now, since it's a dihybrid cross, since we are studying two traits, I am getting two trait symbols over here. Had it been only one, I would have taken only one. Now, can you predict and tell me what will come in this box? Think something similar to what we did in the previous case. I am going to write down the corresponding gametes that I see in that box. So in the first box, I will have a capital Y, a small y, a capital R, and a small r. And surprisingly, if you see all the other three area boxes, they would also have the same set of genotypes, which means that in F1 generation, the first law holds true that although you increase the number of traits, yet the F1 generation will show you a heterozygous condition and all of them are being expressed genotypically and phenotypically the same. So if you want to tell me the phenotype of this generation, what do you think it would be? Capital Y, small y. So this is dominant. So I will have a plant, heterozygous condition, I will have a plant which is yellow seeds but round seeds. Will the green and wrinkled get expressed in this generation? No, they wouldn't. Let us continue this dihybrid cross to the F2 generation. Again, I am taking the same seed alleles. I am referring to the same F1 generation what we got in the previous slide. And now if I put across these things, what do I see? Okay, so now my both the parents, I have YR, capital Y, small y, capital R, small r. And I spread across their gametes in the Punnett square. What do you think will I get in the first square? Yes, capital, all capital. Okay, so this will be yellow and round. Second, both y's are capital, so yellow again round. But now it is not homozygous, that's a different condition. Third, capital Y, small y, capital R, again heterozygous, but yet I will get yellow round. And the fourth one, again the same condition. Now if I fill in this square horizontally, this is what I'm going to write. Whenever you are writing anything or whenever you are filling the Punnett square, once again I'm telling you, take the first one, yr. So take this down and add this to this part. So what you get is, correct, y, r. Fill in the third and the fourth row, it's the same. Now I'm going to leave this to you to complete this table in the same manner, and then we will see in the next slide what actually happens. Look over here. What have I got in my F2 generation? In the F2 generation, I'm coming from the previous table, the same table now over here. Again, I have the F1 generation, which was, if you look over here, homozygous parents of two traits. I got the gametes. Accordingly, I got the F1 generation, which was heterozygous. I placed it, I did a cross again. Now this cross will be a self-pollination. I did a self-pollination again for the two traits, and I placed it in the Punnett square, and this is what I got. See, this is self-pollination that has occurred, and now this is my table. Can you see that? See the phenotypic ratio. The phenotypic ratio goes 9:3:3:1. What it means? It means I have round and yellow 9. I have round and green 3. You can actually count. You have wrinkled and yellow 3 and you have wrinkled and green 1. So there is a probability that if I do such a cross, there is a probability that 9 offsprings will be of round and yellow nature, 3 will be round and green, 3 will be wrinkled and yellow, and 1 least opportunity or probability for a plant which will give me wrinkled and green seeds. Okay, so make sure that you practice this cross a couple of times so that you are thorough with it and you do best on that front.